Hello and welcome to the show. This is the Einstein's PlayStation Podcast. I am your host, Isaac Miller, and today we'll be covering some news and the games that came out. We'll also be talking about the games that we're excited for coming out in 2015. Without further ado, let's go right into this. To start off, we'll talk about the games that came out last week. Starting at December 16th, we have Tetris Ultimate, Super Mega Baseball, and Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor DLC Lord of the Hunt. And then on December 23rd, we have Switch Galaxy Ultra and Trine Enchanted Edition. So now that we've got that out of the way, let's talk about the deal that we have, which is you can buy a PS4 from Amazon and get The Last of Us Remastered code, plus a choice of another game from Little Big Planet 3, Far Cry 4, Destiny, or NBA 2K15. We only had one piece of news last week, which was the PlanetSide 2 beta was set to begin in January of this year on either the 13th or the 20th. We were also set to receive information on it on the 5th. And there was also a DDoS attack on the PlayStation Network, which is a distributed denial of service attack, which means that the Lizard Squad, who was caught, was overloading their systems by sending lots of complaints or service, like needs of service, to the server, and it overloaded it, and so it was unusable. And so that's all that happened. If you couldn't log on to PlayStation Network, that would be the reason why. Now on to our weekly topic. So we made a list of all the games that everyone here at the EPP team is excited for. We made it with 3 sections: indies, AAA titles, and remasters. Yes, it gets its own section because they're not considered real games. So we'll start off with our indie games with Hotline Miami 2, Wrong Number, and then Shovel Knight, and Mighty Number 9, Gang Beasts, Hyper Light Drifter, The Witness, Axiom Verge, Salt and Sanctuary, and finally, Night in the Woods. And so now that you know the list, I want to talk a little bit about each of them. Shovel Knight, we already know about. And Hotline Miami 2 is seemingly more of the same thing that we all love. Mighty Number 9 is a Metroidvania style game with a Mega Man-like character, and it looks very interesting. Gang Beasts is a 4-player brawler with clumsy characters, is what it looks like, but it's very intriguing. Hyper Light Drifter is also very intriguing because of the third-person top-down camera, and the art style, and the style of the game, which is something that we don't know yet. The Witness is a first-person puzzle game with beautiful graphics. Axiom Verge is a 2D pixelated Metroidvania-style game. And Salt and Sanctuary is a 2D Dark Souls-esque adventure game. And Night in the Woods is a 2D super art and story-driven narrative that everyone here at the team is looking forward to jumping into. And so on our remasters, we have the Dark Souls 2 game, which the Scholar of the First Sin, which has updated graphics and all the DLC, and everybody cannot wait to get their hands on that. Ratchet & Clank Remastered. We do not know exactly what entails in that, but we're all looking forward to it. Final Fantasy Type 0 HD was a PSP game only available in Japan, and it was very well responded to. And finally, we have a few Devil May Cry remakes. Like, we didn't want to list all of them, but a few of the people here really enjoyed those and are looking forward to playing through them again. And now on our list of games with AAA titles starts off with Evolve, and then The Order 1886, Battlefield Hardline, Bloodborne, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, Batman Arkham Knight, Uncharted 4 A Thief's End, Star Wars Battlefront, Rainbow Six Siege, Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, The Division, Battleborn, Just Cause 3, and No Man's Sky. Take that in for a second. That's a huge list. We have so many games with so much potential in the year 2015. I'm going to start off on the list with Evolve. It's a different take on the 4v1 shooter. It's a shooter, 4v1 hunters versus a monster. That's it, okay? It's solid. It's so solid. Then The Order 1886. Some people did not, and we do not have a full outlook of what it's going to be, because there's mixed reviews coming from, the gameplay doesn't feel solid. It's just quick time events. It's just a movie. It just has good graphics, stuff like that. But it has lots of potential with the setting, with the characters, and the weapons, and the shooting mechanics that they can bring into it. Battlefield Hardline looks like more of what we love, the Battlefield, with huge areas and vehicular combat and more of what we love. That's all it is. Bloodborne is the Dark Souls game with offense. It's faster paced. It's more, I can't say more challenging, but it's more offensive. You can move quicker. You can do double-handed with a shotgun. And it's in a Victorian setting, which is it's really unique, and no game has done this really. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is revolutionary in the fact that it's huge open world, and its combat mechanics look outstanding. With its graphics are insane too. Everything about that looks very promising. Batman Arkham Knight. All it is bigger and better with the Batmobile. You have a sweet new Batsuit. What else is there to love? It's Batman. We know the equation works. Now they're just adding more and better mechanics and polishing everything off. And what's more promising is it's Rocksteady. It's going to fill out the Batman Arkham series. Or should I say the trilogy, because Origins wasn't actually a game. Uncharted 4 A Thief's End. If you watch the gameplay trailer from PlayStation Experience, you would know that this game is super... it looks so nice. The graphics are insane. Naughty Dog has stepped up like we knew they would. We knew they would do this. They stepped up, and they're keeping it lighthearted, and they're keeping this game how an Uncharted game feels. And it's perfect. If they polish it off and they stay through and they go through with this and it turns out good, that will be amazing. It will be amazing. And then Star Wars Battlefront 3. Also from DICE, if it's just a Battlefield game with Star Wars skins on it, I'm fine with that, because, or if they go all out and they make it just as fun as the past games were, that'll be perfect. Rainbow Six Siege, the intense first-person shooting, and over the hostage, it looked nice. It looked destructible. It was destructible. It was fast-paced. It was intense. Your character's life in the game felt like it had meaning because you weren't respawning. It felt like it was real almost. And then we have Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, which is Kojima's just insane, and so this game will be insane also. Then we have The Division, which looks promising with the open world New York setting in the future with shooting mechanics and with nice third-person shooting mechanics that look smooth and polished, and the characters, all the graphics look nice and pretty with the engine, and the premise and just the story intrigues you. Battleborn is like a first-person MOBA from Gearbox, and the graphics look a little bit like Borderlands thing. I couldn't think of the word. Borderlands. And that looks promising and different, and it's unique. And Just Cause 3, explosions, and that's it. And No Man's Sky. I don't know really to say about it other than it's a first-person exploration game with limitless opportunities and spaceships. So that's about all I have to say about that. And so to wrap this up, there's so many games coming out in 2015 that are promising, and if it turns out right, this could be one of the biggest years in gaming for a long time. And so I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode of the Einstein's PlayStation Podcast. Please tune in next time. And I'm your host, Isaac Miller, signing off.